Seoul, October 2025. It began with a whisper, a flicker of speculation, a single line from a Korean media insider that spread like wildfire through fan communities across the world. BTS are preparing something together for 2026. For years, armies had waited, patiently, painfully, faithfully, for the moment those 7 letters would once again stand united not as a memory, but as a movement. Now, that moment feels closer than ever. For most of 2025, BTS's headquarters in Yongsan, Seoul, seemed unusually quiet. The once bustling Big Hit building, now an iconic pilgrimage site for fans, had fallen into what one Weverse user described as a sacred silence. After completing their military duties earlier this year, members began re-emerging into public life one by one. J-Hope and RM were spotted in recording studios. Taehyung made cryptic posts about new art. Suga returned to his podcast, Suchwada, teasing music that heals. But it was Jimin and Jungkook, the youngest two, whose actions set off the loudest wave of speculation. Jungkook, always the studio perfectionist, was seen late at night near HYB's recording building. Fans posted blurry photos of him with his signature black beanie and oversized hoodie, guitar in hand, backpack slung over one shoulder. Meanwhile, Jimin, fresh from his brief Paris appearance at Dior's Spring-Summer 2026 Fashion Week, was reportedly back in Seoul within days, visiting the practice room he hadn't stepped into for nearly 3 years. Then came the final spark. HYB insiders confirming to AP News that BTS are working toward a full group comeback in 2026, complete with a new album and a world tour. The silence had been broken. The storm had begun. Among all the stories of BTS's long-awaited return, one thread seems to connect every whisper: the bond between Jungkook and Jimin. From the earliest days of BTS's debut, the two shared a uniquely intertwined journey. The youngest and the softest-hearted, one fiery and fearless, the other delicate, yet deeply emotional. Together, they balanced each other, a golden contrast that defined many of BTS's greatest performances in 2023 and 2024. While both pursued solo careers, fans noticed something extraordinary. Their artistic evolution mirrored one another's. Jungkook's Golden showcased global ambition, sleek, polished pop infused with confidence. Jimin's face explored vulnerability and self-reflection, a mirror held to the heart. Now, as BTS prepares to reunite, those two energies are said to be fusing once. More than a producer close to the group told Korea Jongong Daily. Jimin and Jungkook are like two magnets, opposite forces that complete each other. One builds emotion, the other drives energy. Their creative chemistry is stronger than ever. Rumors suggest that Jungkook has already submitted several demo tracks for BTS's new album, including one tentatively titled Home Again. Insiders describe it as a mid-tempo pop anthem blending electronic beats with live orchestration, a musical metaphor for returning to one's roots. Jimin, meanwhile, has reportedly been working on choreography direction, collaborating with longtime BTS performance director Sun Sung-duk. His focus? Capturing the feeling of reunion, not through complexity, but emotion. Behind the scenes, HYB's secrecy machine has shifted into full gear. In early October, employees noticed something peculiar. Rooms inside the company's HQ were suddenly booked under a project name, Phoenix. No official explanation was given, but fans quickly drew connections. On Weverse, posts titled Project Phoenix equals BTS flooded trending pages within hours. Phoenix, the mythical bird of rebirth, seemed too symbolic to ignore. After years of solo flight, BTS rising from the ashes of hiatus, the metaphor was too perfect. A former HYB creative team member, speaking anonymously, added fuel to the theory. Let's just say the word Phoenix has been appearing in several internal presentation decks since mid-September. It's not random. Even Big Hit's music distribution system reportedly lists a TBA 2026 project under the same codename. In a world that often sees Jimin as the delicate one, his creative authority is sometimes underestimated. But within the BTS family, everyone knows Jimin is the emotional architect. During the group's earlier eras, from Wings to Map of the Soul, 7, Jimin was often the member who focused on emotional storytelling, the movement of the body, the nuance of the eyes, the silent ache behind a lyric. For this upcoming album, insiders say Jimin is personally involved in vocal arrangement, lyric editing, and performance concept, roles typically reserved for producers, a leaked studio snippet shared briefly. On X, formerly Twitter, featured Jimin's voice softly singing, "We were the flame, we became the sky." Though quickly taken down, fans dissected every syllable, convinced it was a line from BTS's upcoming project. His tone has changed, one fan noted. It's gentler, older, but somehow even more beautiful. If Jimin is the soul, Jungkook is the heartbeat of BTS's new creative era. After his global solo triumph with 7 and Standing Next to You, Jungkook returned to Korea with a new sense of direction. He wasn't just an idol anymore. He was a musician, producer, and visionary. According to multiple reports, Jungkook has been experimenting with hybrid production styles, blending analog instruments with electronic layering reminiscent of The Weeknd or Coldplay. Jungkook has become obsessed with sound texture, said a HYB sound engineer. He's learning vintage synthesizers, experimenting with tape delay, even recording natural sounds, rain, subway hums, distant city noise. He wants the album to feel alive. It's said that one of his demo tracks, possibly titled Still Us, captures the essence of BTS's comeback, a reminder that, despite distance and time, they were always still us. For fans, this comeback isn't just another album, it's the emotional return of a lifetime on platforms like X, Threads, and TikTok. Millions of armies have been sharing their Then versus Now edits, old concert clips paired with present-day photos of Jimin and Jungkook in military uniforms or casual off-duty shots. The most viral post of the week, a fan video titled From Fire to Phoenix, BTS's Journey Home, which reached 12 million views overnight. One comment read, "We watched them grow, we waded through enlistment, and now we'll watch them rise again." This isn't just a comeback, it's history in motion. Others are already preparing emotional projects, donation drives, purple light events, and a global streaming day rumored to be set on January 1st, 2026, to celebrate the new BTS era. Perhaps the most thrilling part of this new chapter is the rumored world tour. Music insiders claim that BTS's management team has already contacted venue operators in Tokyo, Los Angeles, London, and Sao Paulo for tentative bookings between April and September 2026. If true, this would mark BTS's largest concert tour in history, even surpassing the record-breaking Love Yourself, Speak Yourself Stadium run in 2019. Fans have nicknamed it the Resurrection Tour. On Weverse, speculation runs wild. Can you imagine Jimin performing Serendipity again, then Jungkook walking in with Euphoria, and finally, the group uniting for yet to come? Even Billboard Korea has joined the discussion, reporting that HYB is targeting a full-scale global rollout, with sponsorship partners already lining up for what could become the biggest music event of the decade. What sets this comeback apart is not just the music, it's the meaning. BTS's return represents more than a band reuniting. It's the reawakening of a cultural force that shaped an entire generation's emotional vocabulary. For years, BTS stood for self-love, resilience, and unity. In their absence, those messages only grew stronger, echoed by fans who carried their words into classrooms, charities, and global movements. Now, with Jimin and Jungkook leading the creative charge, BTS's return feels like a collective homecoming for both the artists and their audience. S1 Army wrote on Reddit, "They taught us to speak ourselves. Now they're speaking again, and the world is listening."